We're going through our life and we experience pain, negativity, and suffering. I really believe that wholeheartedly there's two options we have in that moment. We can either take that pain, take that resistance, and double down on it and play the victim card and tell ourselves, why is this happening to me? This shouldn't be happening. I don't know why I'm experiencing this. Or on the other end, we can decide that that pain, that suffering, that negativity is nothing more than a blessing and an opportunity to be better, to create something more. And I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to take negativity, how to take pain and see it as an opportunity. Not fall into a downward spiral of why am I experiencing this, but then see it as a reason as to create more. And so the first way that I believe that we can do this, and the first way to turn pain and negativity into action, is to understand that I really believe a great vision always has pain on the other side of it. And it might seem like a negative thing when I explain it in this way, but I don't think that it's a negative thing. I think that it's just a natural part of the human existence. And we need to accept that if you look at a great vision, on the other side of that vision is a lot of pain, is a lot of resistance. And again, that's not a bad thing. It's just something that we need to look at and say that pain and challenges and negativity are inevitably going to be a part of the human experience. But it's up to us to see that pain in a way that's going to benefit us. So I think that it's important to remember that if you look at a great vision, I don't want to make any bold claims or promise you anything, but there's a high probability that if you look at something that you love, maybe it's a songwriter, maybe it's a singer, maybe it's a writer, maybe it's something that you love, maybe it's a product that you use, whatever the case is, on the other side of that invention, that creation, that person being the way that they are, there's something that has happened in the past which involved pain, which involved suffering. Because when you experience enough pain, when you experience enough suffering, at some point you do come up with an idea to create something better, a way to comfort the pain, to comfort the suffering. And that comes from proactive thinking within the suffering. A lot of people, they experience suffering and they again double down on it. They think to themselves, why is this happening to me? But then another person says, how can I solve this problem? How can I turn this into a product or an idea or a service and then sell it? That's what sales really is that you come up with a problem and then you sell it. And a true salesperson won't be salesy and they won't be trying to convince others in a salesy way. A true salesperson believes in their product. They believe in what they're selling, and to the point where it has actually helped them remove a lot of pain. And so a true salesperson loves to sell, and they're not going to feel salesy selling, because to them, not selling is selfish. Why is it selfish? Because if they truly remove some kind of pain in their life and they did come up with a solution, why would you not want to sell that? Wouldn't it be selfish to withhold that and gatekeep that from the world if it truly is a solution that helped you? That's what I think the true essence of sales and action taking really is. Somebody that's feeling purposeful and willing to take action through resistance and share their message with the world must have experienced a lot of pain that they've overcome to then want to share that with people. It doesn't just happen just like that. Nobody just wants to create a great vision for no reason. It's because they came up with a solution that they want to share with the world. If you look at any great invention, any great vision, any great product, any great service, there was something that happened on the other side of that that led that person to create that vision. And I don't want you to see this as a bad thing. This is an opportunity for you to see what's happening in your life that brings you pain, and can you turn it into a solution? Can you turn it into a blessing? A lot of the times, feeling lots of pain and feeling lots of negativity can quite literally be the catalyst that needs to happen for a person for them to finally transform and to change. Which brings me to the second thing that I want to share with you in this video, which is a question, which is what I want to ask you, is how fed up are you with the old reality? Truthfully, how fed up are you? Because here's the thing, is that if you have a vision in your life that you haven't acted upon, or maybe you feel like you can act upon more, or maybe you're already acting upon it and you just need a reminder in terms of why you're doing it. The truth is that a good question to ask yourself is, how fed up are you or were you with that old reality that you are or used to be? Because the truth is that that's the only thing that's going to drive you to move forward in life, is when you're not okay with the past. And when I'm saying not okay with the past, I'm not saying that you don't accept the past. I'm not saying that you don't fully forgive the past. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have higher standards for yourself, where you're truly not going to be okay with living that same reality, not anymore. Not that you can't accept it, not that you can't be in a state of true acceptance within that reality. It's just that you have a vision for something else, because truthfully, you can't create something if you're resisting where you are. That's absolutely true. But simultaneously, at the same time though, I think it's important to remember that true change never happens until somebody's fed up with the old world, with the old reality. So if you want to turn pain and negativity into something better, how fed up are you with that pain? Now, I'm not saying that that pain is going to be self-inflicted. If it is self-inflicted, that's going to be way easier to answer this question. How fed up are you with causing pain towards yourself that you're doing? Now, if it's pain out there that's inflicted upon you, how fed up are you with resisting the pain and not just accepting it and moving on with your life? That's another way to ask it as well, because pain and resistance can be inflicted upon us from the outside for sure, but then to resist the pain and to resist the resistance, even as hard as it might be, definitely is a choice, because we can see that resistance and not attach to it, not double down on it. It's a lot easier to do this when you become conscious of, again, pain that you're doing to yourself. A little bit harder to see like this when something bad happens out there that's painful. But nonetheless though, the best thing that we can do with any kind of pain, any kind of resistance, whether it is self-inflicted or externally inflicted upon us, is to see like, how can we move on from that pain? How can we take it and turn it into something better? And one way to do that is just see how fed up are you with being a victim with the pain, or just with the pain in general, or not feeling okay with the pain. Like, you need to be not okay with the pain, truthfully, to make a change in your life. That's the ultimate message that I want to make here. And I really believe that unless we have this realization, we won't actually make a change. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you in this video is really to understand that if pain and suffering is inevitable, if it is no matter what's going to happen, if you're going to feel pain, if you're going to feel resistance, if pain, challenges, and issues are no matter what going to be part of the human experience, my question is, why not take action? I think that it's an interesting thing to look at, because can we all agree right now that pain and suffering, negativity will happen? From now to 20 years from now, pain will happen. Now, can we also agree that no matter what, 5 years from now is going to be 5 years from now? Like, no matter what, if 5 years goes by, 5 years is going to go by. We can agree on that as well. So if we can both agree that pain is no matter what going to happen, and that time is no matter what going to move forward, why not through that process just take consistent action daily? You just may as well, because that's how I see it. The way that I see it is that if these things are going to happen no matter what, why not create something beautiful while that's happening? Well, because you could have 5 years go by no matter what, and you're still going to feel pain, and nothing can come out of that. And you're going to move on the other side of that. What do you have to show for it? Nothing. You have nothing to show for it. You have nothing to tell people about. If you're still the same person, you definitely, the only thing you can tell people is that you're still in the same position that you were 5 years ago. And that's sad. I don't want to see anybody go through that. I want to see people take action while they're feeling pain, so that then the pain can go away at some point, and then by the end of it, they can have better results. I think that's a really powerful way to live life, and that we can start to take pain, the inevitability of resistance, and move forward from it, because there's really, I call it the choiceless choice. Like, what are you going to do? What's the alternative? Once you become conscious of these things that I'm sharing with you, the alternative is to keep doubling down, but then at that point you're doing it consciously. And if you do it consciously, well, that's still not bad, because I think you're one step closer to realizing that that pain is not what you want. But ultimately, you're going to become conscious that you're causing pain toward yourself, and there's no reason to do it. and you can just turn that pain into something better. So, I really think that if we start to look at pain in a different light, in a different way, and we change our relationship to pain, that's what we need to really create a good vision, a powerful vision that can possibly impact millions of people, billions of people across the planet. If you look at services, inventions, products, or people that have impacted millions